Maori, aloha, welcome to the Pacific Way. The agriculture sector has always been a major source of livelihood for Pacific Island communities. And in our story tonight, we take a look at how a joint Pacific Community and European Union project is working hard to eradicate poverty and improve rural economy livelihoods through agriculture.
Eradicating poverty and improving rural economic livelihoods are key outcomes of the European Union-supported Pacific Agriculture Policy Project PAPP and implemented by the Pacific Community. PAPP is part of the EDF-10 Intra-ACP Agriculture Policy Program across the Pacific, Caribbean and the Indian Ocean. PAPP aims to improve the livelihoods of smallholder farmers across 15 Pacific countries by strengthening links to markets, improving information dissemination, and helping countries to develop supportive policy frameworks.
First of all, the Pacific Agriculture Policy Project, which will go on, which has gone on from June 2013, and is part of a long-standing partnership with SPC, with the Pacific Community. The implementation of the project, of course, is coordinated with the Technical Center for Rural and Agricultural Development and Food and Agriculture Organization, and is aimed at enhancing the regional and inter-regional capacity of the agriculture sector as a vehicle for poverty eradication.
PAPP key results are to strengthen national, regional agricultural development policy, improve dissemination and adoption of applied agricultural production research technologies, and improve market links. Since PAPP inception in 2013, the project has achieved some solid outcomes in its three key areas.
We are happy now that there is SPC program that rolls out implementation activities for policy development, not only for Cook Islands but also in the Pacific region. So in that respect, there are policy gaps that needs to be developed, and to have them developed, we need technical expertise. And this is where we are shortfall in our own respective countries. So SPC having all that resources in policy, in information knowledge management, so that there is some resource facilitation that will be provided under SPC.
The revitalization of the Pacific Agriculture and Forestry Policy Network, PAFNet, as a portal for technical knowledge exchange, has coordinated several forums, bringing scientists, extension officers and students together to share new knowledge addressing good agricultural practices. In addition, PAFNet Discussion Group has hosted information exchanges amongst its 600 members on wide-ranging topics, including research extension linkages, agritourism, animal welfare, and biosecurity issues.
These are the three main economic sectors, that the economy of the country depends on. And your contribution, the SPC contribution to this is very much appreciated, because it will help us to, we have a new government now, and that is the aim of the government, is to create the linkages and ensure that there is a strong linkages between exporters and the market and also the producers here. And I see this as a good start for us.
PAPP has organized workshops to strengthen capacity of countries in knowledge management and social media. as tools to organize and disseminate information has further strengthened access of stakeholders to agriculture information. Social media is the potential online platform for farmers to access researchers, donors, and other farmers both within the country and the international fora. Social media training is particularly targeted to youth to further create awareness and pin their interest to increase their involvement in agriculture as next generation of agripreneurs.
I am so fortunate to be not for myself, but for the people I am reporting for. Being and working in those areas with those experience helped me to tell a story from the perspective to everyone, so that they know what are the real difficulties and challenges and opportunities that the farmers or the fishermen have. So for the last few days that we've been blogging and tweeting and sharing all the informations on websites and blogs around the world, I think we've actually put out a real story.
PAPP is promoting the concept of agritourism as a competitive market sector for smallholder farmers. The Pacific Community Agritourism Week held at Sofitel was a great success, where chefs and farmers used this forum to exchange knowledge and learn from each other the needs of hotel chefs and what farmers can supply. The aim is to increase the interest of hotel chefs to find innovative ways to use more local produce on hotel menus and take advantage of the fact that more than 60% of food served in hotels is imported.
Well, what I'm hoping to get out of it is to have a good background knowledge on local produce and to how we can actually do it, give it a modern twist. So basically the 2-day work, the 2 days that we've had the theories is what we have been doing is adapting local produce. So in terms of traditional foods that we have here in, say in Fiji, what our forefathers and grandmothers used to cook from the past, we can actually bring it back using the local produce and giving it a more modern twist so that we still keep our culture and tradition.
Now we're talking. Okay, let's go. Let's start a few. If you know how to make really good things, and that's what I spent. You know, some beautiful PowerPoint presentation, some beautiful pictures of what can be done with local food. People don't even know it can compete with anything that the Europeans or the New Zealanders or the Australians chefs who come from international backgrounds say, hey, this is the food. Hey, I can show you stuff that we can make here that is good, if not better than that. And because it's local, it's presentable, it's tasty, it's probably half the cost because it's local, and we should be doing that. Hotels should be doing that, but locals should be eating like that as well, is what I'm saying.
I'm actually a member of the Cook Island Chefs Association, and the group of us are actually coming together and trying to develop an actual contemporary Cook Island cuisine. So that's under development. Hence, this was a perfect opportunity because I could get to learn and see all the different produce and the ways that all the other countries look at food and as far as preparation and different cooking techniques. Back in the Cook Islands at the moment, it's very Western with the occasional 1 or 2 local products, but the only real local product which is showcased is fish, and all the root crops and the vegetables and all that kind of stuff is more of it's a secondary thing and never features as like a star on the plate. It's always pushed to the background.
The hotel will not take like this. Hotel will not take it. It will want it like this.
The supply chain is critical here, as hoteliers want guarantees of consistent supply and good quality produce, and farmers need extension training on the supply chain to help their understanding to improve production practices targeting specific market needs.
We've got a small farm of our own, but we work with a group of, say, up to 1,000 farmers we may be dealing with at one time or the other, not all together at one time. We get the farmers to grow it for us, and we supply a different segment of the market, starting from the local market to tourism, boats, and overseas. So different markets from different farmers we get and supply. Unfortunately, we've had big hotels in Fiji, but most of the top management and especially the chef come from overseas, and they are not able to appreciate the inner value of the fruit because especially for, like, for example, Fiji, because of the different locations and logistically in a difficult places we've got farm, and because of the transit damage, our fruit don't look very nice from outside, but they are fantastic, probably the best fruit in the world.
That plant is looking really weak, eh? So if you can use sterilization to minimize disease and minimize weeds.
PAPP is working with the umbrella regional farmer group PIFON, Pacific Island Farmer Organization, to strengthen capacity of national farmer organizations in the supply chain and to improve critical points along the chain for quality produce.
Yeah, I think one thing that's quite clear is that, okay, we say it's the Pacific region and there's so many similarities, but there's probably a lot more differences than there are similarities. And particularly you look at the growing conditions, even a country like Tonga, which is just a little bit farther south, their mean temperatures are slightly lower, so they don't have as significant constraints, and so they're able to have a squash industry, able to grow onions and some of these crops. And then we have regions in Papua New Guinea, like Mount Hagen, and where those highland elevations, they can grow very well. It's almost as if they were in New Zealand or something like that. They have these type of conditions, but the similarities are in that there is a problem with continuity of supply and quality of supply, and the main climatic constraints are the same. Are serving some of the same type of...
Developing improved policy frameworks to support and achieve national agriculture development goals and targeting smallholder farmers is a key result of PAPP, which has achieved this goal with the launching of the Regional Policy Bank, a collation of all relevant national agriculture policies, easily retrievable and accessible for national planning.
And if you want to know more about PAPP,
PAPP has facilitated improved access to agriculture data and statistics on the contribution of agriculture to the national economy. This will greatly assist countries in preparing policies and strategies in national development plans, as well as monitor contribution of agriculture to poverty alleviation.
we have built the PAPP portal.
Countries can now access their national agriculture data as well as sustainable development goals via their regional policy bank, which is now available online at the PAFNet website.
This content is very important. I like to encourage participants to share knowledge with our friends from the Caribbean, and let's look at lessons that can be able to bring us together, but forging a much stronger, formidable relationship that we could show not only the EU, but the rest of the global community, that by working together with the Caribbean, Pacific, and the Indian Ocean, there's a lot in common that we could do to be able to benefit from future funding and access to capital that will be made available from Brussels and the European Commission.
The Regional Research and Extension meeting held in Samoa is the peak forum for the research and development sector to link to their extension counterparts to find ways to identify top regional research priorities, identify good extension models providing rural advisory services, and recognize the role of non-state extension providers, NGOs, farmer groups, and private stakeholders in their contribution to meeting the needs of farmers. PAPP will continue to work with national agriculture and farmer organizations to improve policy frameworks, strengthen their capacity in knowledge management and communications, and find innovative competitive markets for smallholders.
Let's make it the Pacific way. In everything we do, tourism, in agriculture, let's link and partner together. And we can export or we can produce for our local market. And if you're talking Pacific, the tourism industry is ours. People from the south, from the north, they run away from the winter. They come here, they want to sit in our sunshine coast and on our beaches. Let's provide the cuisine that's required. I heard someone was saying, I'm here in the Pacific. I'd like to have, I want to have fish. I want to have, all the marine products. We need to work, partnership together.
Welcome back. You're watching The Pacific Way. For only the second time in its 44-year history, the Festival of Pacific Arts returned to the North Pacific in 2016 and was hosted by Guam. The Pacific community is the custodian of this exciting event, which brought together over 2,500 participants from 25 Pacific Island countries and territories to showcase what we own, what we have, and what we share as united voices of the Pacific. Tonight, we bring you a performance from Yap.
What you saw was one of the dances that we were performing during this Festival of Art, and that was the men's standing dance. It is a dance that is performed by young men usually, and of course you could see that there's a lot of action, and that would be too cumbersome and difficult for older people. But it's also appropriate that it is performed by young men, because it expresses the wishes of what most young men think. So, and I would think that's very much universal. So even though the lyric of the dance is all in our native language, it's the motion and the gestures are universal, and I think everyone could understand to some extent. The men are wearing hibiscus that's been bleached, and also yarn purchased from the store. We usually used to wear other things from nature, but it's more convenient to go to the store and get the yarn from the store. So, and the headwear is usually composed of other things that you obtain from the store, or the young coconut leaves, you know, and also tea leaves that you tie around the ankle. Things that are colorful. That's basically it. You know, you go look for something that is colorful and attractive. It's pretty much unique to the whole state of Yap, although there are some neighboring islands who perform a variation of the same thing. You know, you could tell that maybe some time back, maybe one place started it, but then it is spreading to other places. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but to find out more about tonight's stories, you can find us on the Pacific Community YouTube channel or the Pacific Way Facebook page. Until next week, tofa, tapo, moademanda.